Hey beauties, this is Cassie Monroe here with another quick beat. Thank you for tuning into my channel today. This is the look that I wanted to try to recreate. I saw this on Instagram and I've been practicing a little bit, so we'll go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to start out with prepping my face. I'm going to use my Fix Plus Prep and Prime by MAC. And then my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. Just going to lightly fill in my brows. I want to make sure that they're not too dark. Doing the same thing on both sides. Now guys, please excuse my skin in this tutorial because normally my skin is very clear, but I have been eating a lot of junk lately, so as you can see, I am clearly paying for it. Now the good thing about the Precisely My Brow Pencil is it comes with both the pencil and the spoolie on it. And listen honey, spoolie blend, blend, blend. Blend is your friend, okay? Don't forget to blend, especially in the front of your eyebrows so that they're not too dark, as I'm doing here. Then I'm gonna use my TatBrow. I just got this and let me just say, it works wonders. It's like a really precise little brow friend from the heavens above. So here I'm just gonna go in with a flat precision brush and my Tarte ShapeTape. I like to use flat brushes because they're easier to maneuver, especially when you're doing your eyebrows. I'm just gonna clean them up on the bottom just a little bit. Also do the same on the top, repeating each step on each eyebrow.
Booty so down, booty so soft, bet you wanna smack it again. Hey, let me demonstrate. Hit it one time, make it levitate. Titties are like blackout. Broke bitches, watch out now. Your pussy basura.
Once I'm done, I always go in with a beauty blender and just blend out my concealer so that it looks a little bit more natural, and it's easier to blend when I put on my foundation.
Break that shit.
Tease me, baby. Turn around and tease me, baby. You got what I want and need, baby.
Let me hear you say,
please.
Let me hear you say,
please. Tease me, baby. Turn around and tease me, baby. You got what I want and need, baby.
Let me hear you say,
please.
Let me hear you say,
please.
So I'm just gonna finish up this brow real quick. Finished product. Using my James Charles palette by Morphe. And I'm also using Mo Glitz and Glam, their new super high impact and super neon loose powder shadow. And it was like so bomb. I was so happy, so excited. So shout out to them. To prime my lids, I use my P.Louise primer base. It's really good for packing in a lot of color. And then I'm going in with a nice transition shade. It's pretty neutral. Nothing too dark, nothing too light, because I want my colors to show up. Then I'm going in with this nice, kind of almost lime green shade, just near where my crease is going to be at. And I have hooded lids, so you'll see me do a cut crease a little bit higher than my normal crease, just because I want to make sure that the whole effect is there when I finish this look off.
I just want the money, that's what I came here for. If he say the word, then you know I'm on go. Do anything for him, yeah, I'm sprung in the show. I'm in the city.
Then I'm taking this dark green, almost forest green shade, and I'm just packing that over that lime green shade into my crease so that I get a nice dramatic crease. And when I cut my crease, you can actually see that color in addition to the colors that I add to my bottom lid.
He is the one got my smile and grin.
Here, I'm just going to alternate between these two shades of blue. Again, I am using my James Charles palette by Morphe. And I'm just using a flat packing brush, mainly to make sure that I get enough color in there. And then also, I don't switch up the brush here because I just want to make sure that the leftover product on the brush gets used to blend out the rest of that color. I'm also blending that blue into my crease right under where I blended that dark green in, just to kind of enhance the blend in there.
Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up.
To cut my crease, I'm going back in with my precision brush and my P.Louise base. And I'm just gonna slowly and very carefully draw out my crease line. If you're a person that doesn't have steady hands, I definitely recommend practicing on maybe your hand or something first, just with making a crescent shape so that once you do it on your eye, you're not messing up and having to start all over again.
It's so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me, I see prayed up, nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. They frizz get dropped like weight.
Next, I'm going back in with that packing brush that I was using in the beginning for my outer corner. And I'm just going to pack a little bit more of that blue on there just to blend out my cut crease. I'm also going to go in with a shade of blue that's just a tad bit lighter than the blue that I have on my outer corner, just to kind of really increase that blend.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. All this sauce so level, on another level. Elevate your level, level, graduate your level. There's no one on it.
In addition to this royal blue, I'm going to add a blue that's just a tad bit lighter than that. Also, just keeping in mind to make sure I'm blending everything out.
Graduate your level. There's no one on it. Nah, nah, nah. Yeah. Level up, level up.
So I forgot to list which yellow this is going to be. This yellow is from the James Charles palette, the palette he collaborated on with Morphe. And it's pretty much the yellowest yellow in the whole palette, and you can't miss it.
Level up, level up, level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy.
So now I'm going in with that super high impact loose neon powder from Mo Glitz and Glam. Make sure you check them out. And I'm just going to pack that over. Make sure I'm blending it out into that blue. Make sure I have a full transition.
Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the soap. How the faucet's running and I keep looking at you.
Once I'm done packing in this yellow, I'm going to also clean up around my eyes with just a makeup wipe. As you can see, that's what I'm doing right here.
Lately, I've been a little fed up.
Right where I laid my cut crease set, I'm just going to go over that with a little bit of that medium light blue. It's kind of royal, kind of light. And I'm just going to blend that around. Then I'm going in with a little bit of a kind of like a neutral orangish color, just to kind of offset what's going on above my crease. Then using my NYX Lingerie liquid eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and line my eyelid, making sure that I don't do it too thick, because once you do it too thick, it's a little bit harder to correct.
Lazy and broke. No, we get this money, so I guess I can't complain. But I feel alone even when we're alone. And that don't cost a thing, but I don't wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up. Lately, I've been a little fed up.
Okay guys, so my eyelids are lined. I'm just cleaning them up a little bit. Then I already added my foundation, so now I'm just going in with my Tarte ShapeTape in medium sand, using that under my eye and on my nose, upper lip where my cupid's bow is at, my chin and my lower cheekbones, as well as my forehead, just to make sure that I have a nice highlight. And I will go ahead and contour that right after. And just like I used my beauty blender to blend under my eyebrows, I'm also going to use that to blend out the rest of this concealer.
Baby, focus. Can't you see? I just wanna love you, babe.
So I'm going in and I'm just going to use a chunky contouring brush, and I'm using my Tarte ShapeTape in the shade Deep Sand, just to kind of give myself some depth and some definition to my face. While I'm blending out the contour on my outer face line, I also just let the under eye concealer sit, because for some reason it's better just to let Tarte's ShapeTape sit for a little while so that it gives you a better coverage and it doesn't crease.
Can you focus on me?
Once I'm done blending out my concealer, I go in and I bake. Today to bake, I use my Kat Von D Locket, and it is like the bomb. It is literally a godsend. Nothing moves. Hello. And I'm just going to use that under my eye, under both eyes, also on my nose, forehead, everywhere that I concealed. I'm pretty much going to put it there.
Baby, I just want you to get up. Lately, I've been
Once I'm done baking, I usually let it sit for a little while. I don't need much time, to be honest, because my skin can get dry very quick. But I usually leave it for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, and just let it do its thing. I also bake my eyebrows so that they look a little bit more defined and less greasy once my look is finished. So all I really did was just wipe off the excess baking powder, and I'm gonna go in again with that same powder, and I'm just gonna set my face to make sure that I'm not shiny and I have a nice matte finish. Once I'm done setting with my powder, I go ahead and set with my Fix Plus Prep and Prime. It's a great setting spray. And then I'm just using my Morphe blush palette and my FentyBeauty Killawatt highlight palette in tlaBaby. Just gonna make sure I highlight my cupid's bow, upper nose, the very tip of my nose, and my forehead and my upper cheekbones. And you want to do this just to make sure you have a nice dewy finish at the end of the look. And here's my finished look. I just added some lashes. These are my quick lashes in the style Vikki. You can find those on our website, and I'll make sure I leave that in the comments. Other than that, ladies, thank you so much for joining in. Let me know if you like it. Leave a comment, like, and share.